So the next couple videos are going to really focus on brain function because the real insight of neuroscience is not to tell us who we are, but actually to tell us who we are not. And it's going to be through this trip about how the brain functions and how the brain creates mind that we're ultimately going to get to this um, insight into exactly who we are by focusing on who we are not. So thanks, Keith. That was an awesome quote about um, we are bigger than the body and broader than the brain. So when we get to who we really are, we're going to see how it's not limited to brain function, but we have to go through this first. So another comment for thank you also about, okay, if we have two minds, doesn't that make us all kind of schizophrenic? In a way, that's probably true, and that's one of the things that the split brain patients were able to illuminate the notion that when they did the split brain operation, Roger Sperry, who was another one of these scientists who actually won the Nobel Prize for his work with the split brain patients, remarked on that when once the two sides of the brain were no longer in communication, it was remarkable how it was two separate consciousnesses living in one skull. Now, I know that sounds really bizarre, but in a way, reflect on how this actually is very common in our everyday experience. So think about just what happens over the course of a few hours. You may go back very, very quickly between moments of panic and fear, and then you walk outside, and all of a sudden the sun is out and the birds are singing, and everything feels perfect. And again, you might use these exact words that part of me feels calm, peace, and that's the kind of thing I'm trying to attain, particularly through meditation. But then again, another part of me feels like freaking out and running into the woods and just losing it. Well, that's because that's the nature of how the brain works. It took this division of labor approach and it created a lot of different separate autonomous modules that all have separate functions. And that's what neuroscientists do. They map out all these different functions. And that's what we're going to do over the next couple of videos. But the main point we're going to come back to over and over again is once we eliminate all of this, we're going to find what lies beyond all of it. And that's going to be a real important hint as to who you truly are, not who you, quote, think you are.